They said the ship was lost. But every night, from the harbor, the children still heard her voice. "Mama!" they whispered to the sea, but the gate never opened again. The wind that morning carried salt, smoke, and sorrow. Two small figures stood at the harbor's edge, their boots half buried in the wet sand. Lena and her little brother. Eli watched the gray waves slap against the steel walls of the port. Beyond the mist, the great ship Aurora's Grace was nothing more than a shadow, swallowed by the horizon. The children's eyes were red from crying, but they didn't move. "She said she'd be back before the third bell," Lena whispered. Eli nodded, clutching her sleeve. "Then why did they lock the gate?" he asked. The rusted metal gate stood between them and the dock, its chains glinting like cold tears. A huge mechanical dog sat in front of it, eyes glowing amber, body made of iron plates, breathing with a low, rhythmic hum. It was the dock guard, an old model from the Syndicate era, built to obey only one command: no one passes without clearance. Lena took a hesitant step forward. "Mama?" she called, her voice trembling. The dog's ears twitched and a low growl rolled from its chest. The echo of her cry drifted across the water, fading into the fog. Somewhere far out there, a voice, soft, broken, and familiar, seemed to call back, "Lena! Eli!" Both children froze. Eli's eyes widened. "She's still out there," he whispered. "I heard her." Lena felt her heart tighten. Maybe it was the wind. Maybe it was hope refusing to die. Either way, she couldn't leave. The dock guard's sensors whirred as it scanned them. "Unauthorized approach," it barked in a metallic tone. "Return to designated shelter." Lena took Eli's hand and pulled him behind a pile of cargo crates. "It's still working," she murmured. The mechanical dog sniffed the air. If you could call the slow hiss of its vents breathing. "Mama wouldn't leave without us," Eli whispered. "She promised." Lena remembered their mother's face that morning, dark, hair tied under a red scarf, smile trembling, as she said she had to help load the last of the supplies before the ship launched. "I'll wave from the deck," she had said. "Don't cry, my darlings. We'll have a new home soon." But the ship had left in a hurry. The alarms had blared. The guards had pushed everyone away. Then came the explosion. Everyone said Aurora's Grace was gone. Everyone but the children. That faint voice on the wind, it couldn't be their imagination. "We need to get through that gate," Lena decided. "There's still time." Eli nodded, trusting her the way only a younger brother could. They crept out, staying low. The dog's sensors swept left to right like the swing of a lantern. Every time its eyes dimmed, they darted forward a few feet. They reached the chain gate. Close up, the guard looked almost human in posture, sitting tall, chest expanding slightly as if it could breathe grief. Lena pulled a bent piece of metal from the ground. "I'll distract it," she said. "When I say run, you go." "What if it bites?" "Then we'll both run faster." The mechanical growl deepened. It had heard something. Lena threw the metal rod toward the far corner. The clang echoed off the dock walls. Instantly, the guard turned its head, eyes flaring red, and sprinted toward the sound. "Now!" Lena hissed. Eli ducked under the chain, scraping his knees on the gravel. Lena followed, pushing him ahead. The dog turned just as they crossed to the other side. It barked, a sound like thunder striking steel. A flash of blue light fired from its collar, an electric pulse that missed them by inches. Sparks crackled along the gate as they fell onto the dock floor, panting. "Go!" Lena shouted. They ran toward the edge of the pier where the emergency boats used to dock. The sea churned under heavy clouds, the scent of ozone in the air. Behind them, the guard slammed against the gate. Its claws screeched against the metal as it tried to break through. Eli glanced back in terror. "It's coming!" "Then we keep running." But the dock was empty. No boats, no people, no way forward. The entire port had been evacuated after the explosion. All that remained were echoes, broken signs, and the rhythmic creak of the mooring chains. "Lena," Eli gasped. "Look." She followed his trembling finger. Far beyond the fog, something glowed, soft, rhythmic, like a beacon pulsing from beneath the waves. A ship's signal light. "It's the Aurora," Lena whispered. "It has to be." The voice came again, clearer this time. Lena, Eli,
Come home.
it was unmistakable. Their mother's voice. Tears blurred Lena's sight. She's alive, she breathed. She's calling us. But then came the grinding of gears. The dock guard had found another way through, its metallic frame leaping over the gate like a predator. Its claws hit the dock with a shower of sparks. Eli screamed. The mechanical hound crouched low, teeth made of bronze, eyes burning like twin lanterns. Unauthorized trespass detected, it warned. Return to shelter or face restraint. We're just looking for our mother, Lena cried. The dog paused, head tilting. Its internal processors hummed, a faint flicker of confusion. Your mother? It repeated, voice glitching. For a second, Lena saw something flicker behind its amber eyes, almost human hesitation. But the command protocols kicked back in. Area restricted, it lunged. Lena pulled Eli to the side, the dog's claws slicing through the wooden planks where they had stood. Run! They darted between rusted cargo containers, heartbeats pounding louder than the waves. The dog followed, relentless, its heavy paws shaking the dock. Mama, help us! Eli cried. The moment those words left his mouth, everything stilled. A sudden hum filled the air, low, soothing, familiar. The dog froze mid-stride. Its sensors flickered, confused by a strange frequency echoing from the sea. The sound grew louder like a lullaby, soft and aching. That's her song, Lena whispered. Mama's song! The dog stepped back, whining softly as if recognizing it. Then, from the mist, a faint blue figure began to rise above the water. The shape shimmered, half light, half memory. It was a woman's form, glowing faintly against the gray waves. The children gasped. Mama! Eli ran forward, but Lena grabbed him. Wait, she cried. The dock guard lowered its head, tail lights dimming. Identity match detected, it muttered. Captain Marinvale. Status deceased. No, Lena shouted. She's not dead. The figure drifted closer, her face becoming clearer. It was their mother, her features blurred with light, eyes filled with sorrow. My loves, she said, her voice trembling like the sea itself. Why did you come back? You said you'd return. Lena sobbed. You promised! The apparition's expression broke. I tried. But the ship, there was a breach. I had to seal the bay, to save the others. Then why can we still hear you? Eli asked. The spectral mother looked at the mechanical dog. Because part of me is inside him. Lena froze. What? Before the ship went down, I uploaded my neural pattern into the dock guard's core. I thought I could send a message home. But the system trapped me. The dog's eyes flickered between amber and blue, voice overlapping hers and its. Protect the children, the two tones merged. At all costs. Lena stepped forward, tears streaking her dirt-covered face. Mama, we just wanted to see you again. The holographic figure flickered, her voice soft. And you did, my heart. But now you must go. The dog's body convulsed as conflicting commands tore through its circuits. Stand down, the mother's voice said through its speaker. They're mine to protect. System override denied. Another mechanical tone barked. Sparks burst from the guard's joints. Danger to miners detected. Lena and Eli backed away as the machine struggled. Caught between duty and love. It's fighting itself, Lena whispered. Mama's trying to stop it. The sea roared louder, waves crashing against the pier. The holographic mother reached out, her image wavering in the rain. Run to the signal tower, she said. There's a transmitter there. If you activate it, I can be free. We're not leaving you, Lena protested. You must, the mother insisted. If my pattern stays here, it will fade with the system. Go! The dog howled, a distorted metallic cry, and charged. Lena pushed Eli toward the stairs leading to the upper deck. They raced upward as metal claws scraped below. Faster! She cried. They reached the tower door, slammed it open, and stumbled inside. The small room was filled with old radio panels and blinking lights. Which one? Eli asked. She said transmitter. Maybe that lever. The room shook as the dog slammed against the walls outside. Lena grabbed the handle, pulled it down with all her strength, and the world exploded in light. The signal tower lit up like a second sun. Beams of blue electricity shot from its core, racing across the sky in a spiral of data. The holographic mother appeared inside the tower, clearer than before, almost solid now. "You did it," she whispered, smiling through tears. "You freed me." Eli threw his arms around her, but his hands passed through her light. "Mama, come back with us." "I can't, my love. My body's gone. But I can stay long enough to help you escape." Outside, the dock guard screamed, a terrible, dying sound as its systems overloaded. "You're hurting!" Lena cried. "I'm fine," the mother said softly. "It's just the old shell breaking." The tower shook again. Through the window, the children saw the dog collapse, blue sparks scattering like fireflies over the dock. "It's over," Lena whispered. "No," the mother said gently. "It's beginning. There's a lifeboat under the pier. Emergency Unit 47, take it. It still runs." "Will we see you again?" Eli asked. The mother smiled sadly. "Every time the tide sings, I'll be there. Go now, before the systems shut down." The tower lights began to fade. Lena wiped her tears. "We love you, Mama. And I love you more than the stars," she said as her form dissolved into the light. They ran down the spiral stairs, the echo of her words following them like music. Smoke curled from the dock where the guard had fallen, its body twitching once before going still. "It's gone," Eli whispered. "She's gone." Lena shook her head. "No, she's free." They crawled beneath the broken pier, waves splashing their boots. Hidden beneath a pile of crates, they found the emergency lifeboat, small, white, with faded letters, Unit 47. Lena climbed in, pressing the ignition. Nothing. "Come on," she muttered. Eli touched the console. "Maybe she can hear us," he whispered. "Please, Mama." One last time. The boat beeped softly, lights flickering to life. Lena gasped. "She's still here." The engine hummed, ready. They climbed aboard as the tide began to rise. Above them, the port's alarm lights turned red, automatic security breach detected. "We have to go!" Lena shouted. The boat slid free, gliding into the open sea. Behind them, the dock collapsed into fire and smoke. They didn't look back. Only when the city's shadow faded did Lena finally let herself cry. "She stayed to save us," she whispered. Eli nodded, his small hand gripping hers. "But she's with us, right?" "Always," she said, staring at the sky, where faint blue lights danced across the clouds. Like a mother's lullaby written in the stars. Hours passed. The lifeboat drifted silently through the mist. Lena dozed off, head resting against the console. She dreamt of her mother's hands braiding her hair, of laughter echoing down the hallways of their old home. Before the Exodus, before the war, a soft chime woke her. "Approaching colony zone," the boat's voice said. Ahead, faint lights shimmered on the horizon, a new settlement built on floating platforms. Eli stirred, blinking. "Are we there?" "Almost," Lena smiled faintly. "She got us home." As the boat docked, uniformed rescuers hurried toward them. "Two survivors!" someone shouted. "Children from the old sector." They were wrapped in blankets, given food, warmth. But when an officer asked, "How did you escape the port?" "No one survived that breach," Lena simply said. "Our mother helped us." The officer frowned. "There was no one alive there, child." "She was," Lena said softly. "You just couldn't see her." That night, as the children slept, a faint sound drifted through the camp speakers. Static at first, then a voice humming a gentle tune. The guards didn't recognize it, but Lena did. She smiled in her sleep, a tear slipping down her cheek. Weeks later, the colony began rebuilding the main communications grid. Engineers discovered something strange in the data stream, a code fragment, old and corrupted, carrying the signature M. Vale. One technician almost deleted it, but paused as he heard faintly through the speaker a woman's whisper, "Protect them." The file was archived in the colony's memory core, labeled Echo 1. No one knew its origin. But every dawn, when the mist rolled across the water, some swore they could hear a lullaby drifting from the sea. Lena grew older, but she never forgot. Sometimes she'd walk to the harbor with Eli, watching the tides shimmer with faint blue light. "Do you still hear her?" he'd ask. "Always," she'd reply. She never really left, and when the wind carried the soft sound of waves against metal, it felt like a heartbeat, steady, strong, eternal. Their mother's voice still echoed from the dock, reminding them that love, once born, could outlive even the sea.